Well, welcome back to another great week of Twisted Transitions. I am your guy, your favorite DJ JayBook, and man, it's good to be back for another week. I'm glad I'm able to do this for another week. Sometimes I worry whether or not things get in the way of allowing me to be able to do this, but this week was promising, so we are here. We are back. So if you could, before we get started, because I got a great show and stuff for you today, as usual, I try to plan these things out, especially when I have gigs. I have so many things to talk about, so I try to spread these out as far as topics and stuff go that I want to give to you guys. So if you could do me a favor in the chat and just let me know that you can hear me nice and clear and everything before I get started. Let's check the chat. We got Mr. Ivan Desai. Greetings from Europe, Portugal. Hey, man, thank you for being here, bro. From Portugal? Wow, that's nuts. Mr. DJ G5. Mr. Book, hot you fam. Wait, hot you fam. What? G5, what you talking about, bro? Sounding great. Okay. All right. Once again, welcome and stuff. Appreciate you guys. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the road. All right. So first thing to talk about is we had a major event this past weekend. This young lady who hired me, she found me on Instagram, and she wanted, she first of all, she loved everything that I do. And she wanted me to just give her a party like what she sees on social media. One thing I will say about her is she asked for all the bells and whistles, which, I had no problem delivering, but it gave me an opportunity to really, test out some stuff, get some new stuff out there. And I was able to bring out the brand new setup for Now That's Entertainment. The brand new setup was unveiled and ready to go. It was on full display. This was actually at a country club on a golf course, so you can see this is what everything looks like and stuff here. But this is what I've been just waiting and dying to show you guys. So the new setup was unveiled. There it is. It is It was everything that I could dream of. I've been waiting 2 years to unveil this setup and put it together piece by piece. And one thing you learn about putting stuff together piece by piece is there's always some pieces that you probably forgot about that you need to get. And I'm no exception. I talk about this in the video. I've already edited this video. This video is ready to go. I've got gig logs and videos and stuff galore coming your way with all the content and stuff that I have recently had a chance to be a part of. But this setup and stuff right here, I almost shed a little tear for a second because, when you put a lot of time and effort into something and you just put stuff together and you get people that doubt you and stuff like that, you start to doubt yourself and stuff a little bit, whether or not you just want to be the same old. And I'm just a man of change, man. I'm all about change. I'm cool with switching things up sometimes, and I absolutely love this setup. I mean, here's another angle and everything here. This, first of all, it doesn't take as long to clean this setup up too, which is great. But I got that large case. It was the first time I'd rolled that into a venue, and it is big, guys. The case that this thing comes in is huge. It's massive. So I have to be mindful of that. I probably need to check out, each venue that I'm going to use this on, because it will not fit through a single door. It just won't. The case won't. But the actual stand itself, of course, it will fit through. So it's always good and stuff to have these trial runs. But I was able to give her, this setup, which was fantastic. And I even put the Wolf Mix right there on the little stand beside the right table, the right turntable on the right there. So it was great. It did what it needed to do. I had fun and stuff with it. I had a mixer and everything behind the facade. I was able to put a lot of stuff back there. I see why people do that now, because you can really hide a lot of stuff. Plus, you can hide your bags. You could put your, if I didn't have all the bells and whistles, I would have probably been able to store everything behind me. The only thing missing from this image was, the pictures that she was going to provide me with to put on the screen that's right behind me. That's the only thing that was missing. Other than that, this is exactly what I wanted. I felt like I accomplished a lot during this one. So, I was over the moon with this one. And like I said, it took me about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to set this up, as opposed to when I set up my other setups, it usually takes me about an hour. So, 20 minutes. 20 minutes may not seem a lot to some people, but 20 minutes put up and take down that you don't have to do, that you kind of pull back with this, worth every penny. Worth every penny. That now saves me an hour on setup. So I was able to go ahead and knock that out, and you'll have to check out the video to see how it went, because it was pretty good. It was pretty freaking good. So just wanted to show you guys that. I had to take a picture and stuff of that. That was, I've got some other stuff coming in, just a couple of tweaks. It's nothing cosmetic. It's mainly, wires and stuff like that, just to make my life a little easier. But for the most part, that was it, man. It was a blast, but it did lead me to some questions and some things I wanted to talk about with you guys, because they just came to my mind. So I immediately typed it in my notes, and that's what we're going to talk about and stuff today. But let me do one more chat lookout and welcome everybody in. Welcome. DJ J Torture, what's happening? Appreciate you. Oh, good. Ivan, thank you for joining. DJ G Kenny. Wait a minute. DJ G Kenny. What's happening? Daniel Rodriguez, what's happening, man? Appreciate you. I had some suggestions about the white, but I actually like the fact that the speakers are black. Here's why: because it's like you have if you get everything white, it's like washed out. But if you have like subtle changes of color, I feel like it's a little bit better. So I think I'm going to keep the everything black. I also like that the 4Zs are black and stuff on there. It kind of helps with the speakers, but I'm going to try to give you that natural white and then, just a little splash of a neutral color, just a solid black. I thought it went over well. I've seen some setups where, everything is white, the stand, the speaker, the light, and it was kind of overkill. Like, I didn't want a complete washout. So just something a little extra and stuff like that. Ken Campbell, what's up, man? Appreciate you stopping through. PV, appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. I hope you guys like the performance and everything that I put together on that video. So definitely get ready. Videos are coming. It's like going to be content October, man. I spent a lot of time editing a lot of footage. So I kind of gave you the best of the best of it, and some not so best, because I'm very transparent. I'm going to give you some great stuff, and I'm also not going to shy away from showing some fails and things like that, because we're human. There's no way I'm perfect every single time. So let's get into our first topic here. So first thing I want to talk about, I know a lot of you guys ask me a lot of business questions and stuff like that. How do you book stuff and all that stuff? One of the things I wanted to tell you on how I sustain booking without full advertisement, I wanted to give you guys 5 tips to help you guys run a business. Okay. So now this can go for other businesses. This doesn't necessarily have to be for DJ business only, but I think if you put these practices into place, there's no way you can fail at this. You can only succeed with this. So, like, I thought about the things that I do that kind of separate me, and some of the things that some couples have told me that I do that separate me, and it was able to give me 5 of these top things and stuff here. So the first thing that I do, I wanted to talk about, is being punctual. Okay, punctual to everything. Punctual starts from the moment you get an inquiry. Punctual starts from that very moment. So it's about being and doing what you say you're going to do, as far as in a timely manner. So if they reach out to you, you send back, information back to them, because they're inquiring about the function, and you send it to them as soon as you can. Like, not while you're driving or anything like that, unless you've got something that just kind of does an automated, setup, which I highly encourage you to do with Honeybook. But you send them back something, and then when they hit you with a question, you answer it as quick as possible. You answer it as quick. I can't tell you how many emails that I got back saying, "Thank you for being so quick in your response," or answer right back. Now, a lot of couples don't extend that same courtesy, which is a bummer, because I kind of like to get what I receive. So, like, if I give you punctual responses, I just hope that I would get it right back, as if we were talking via text message, because I know you have your phone in your hand. I know you do. So yeah, responsive, getting back to people, sending stuff back, making sure if you say something's going to be there in a certain time frame, it's going to be like a monogram image. I send my images off to Projectogram. I always tell them, within the week, if I can get you to send it to me this week, within 7 business days, I should have it. Making sure that you follow up and getting that stuff in, sending that out to them. And also showing up. When you say you're going to show up for the Zoom meeting, you set up the Zoom meeting for 5:30. Don't click on the Zoom meeting at 5:31. Be there, be in your seat, ready to go. I'm always ready. My clients have never had to wait on me to come on to come on to the Zoom meeting. And then when we get to the venue, I'm always 3 hours early. I'm always ahead of schedule. Everything is ahead of schedule. Now, this helps, because you have some people who do stuff last minute, who are procrastinators, And this can separate you, and they can pay you more money just because of you being punctual. This also increases the value of your time. So when you start charging for your time, they see the value in it because you're able to show them that, time is important and stuff to you. So punctual is number one. Number two, courteous. Courteous. Always, always, always be courteous to not just the couple, but being courteous to vendors. Being courteous to vendors have gotten me multiple gigs just by telling them thank you. I appreciate everything you do. If they bring you something to drink, if they grab something for you, if they set you up in a space or they make a move for you, help you out, tell them thank you so much. Tell the coordinators, thank you. I appreciate everything you did. I couldn't have done it without you. We're a great team, blah, blah, blah. All these things help build a reputation and rapport with different vendors and your couple. So definitely practice being courteous. Now, number three is responsive. So I kind of went over this briefly in the being punctual, but being responsive. When somebody hits you up for something and they ask a question, when my couples hit me up and either text message or email, and they say, hey, how much would it be to do this? Or, hey, is it possible to do this? Or, hey, can we do this? Or, oh, hey, I sent this out to you. Okay, here's the list. That I make sure that I respond with something. They always get something, so they know that I'm not just brushing them off. They're already worried because we're not meeting face to face. They're already nervous because this is a transaction where they're not shaking hands with somebody. You're dealing solely off a reputation here. Now, they believe you're going to do the right thing, but of course, there's some DJs out there that have given us a bad name, and we have no choice but to move accordingly because of them. But they are skeptical. They make the people who are paying you, whether it be mom or the couple, or dad or the couple, they make them nervous. So they're like, who are you talking to? What has he sent you? Send that over to me. No, I want to meet this guy. Let me talk to this guy and stuff on the phone. Hold, you got a phone number? Let me see his website. Like, there are so many things that you can cure just with these steps that where they won't even have to do, they will trust you fully, and you just have to make sure you give back the same way. So when I say responsive, you just make sure that you're on it. When they give you a task or they ask a question, you are just on it all the time. One of the things that I did with my bride this past weekend is I was just on it. Every time she had a question or a concern or just something she wanted to add in, I at least made sure I responded in a timely manner and gave her the best answer at that time. If something was, came up different, I responded back and said, okay, so I know I said this, but let's do it this way. It would make more, if you had time to think about it, but responsive. Number 4, integrity. And we just briefly talked about that. Integrity is so huge because you better do what you say you're going to do. You best do what you say you're going to do. If you do not provide a service that you say you're not, these customers will let you know it. They will let you know immediately. I remember specifically, it was probably about 4 years ago. I was doing a contract service with another company, and I was, they told me kind of everything that is needed. I talked to them. I did everything on my end that I normally do. So I talked to them and we went over stuff, and nowhere in the meeting did anybody mention a monogram. Nowhere. And the company that I was going to did not mention a monogram at all. So I went out there and set everything up, asked the bride, how does it look and stuff like that. She said, it looks great. Now, where are you going to put the monogram? And I said, I'm sorry, monogram? She said, yeah, where are you going to put the monogram? I said, I didn't know you had a monogram. She said, yeah, I picked out a option and stuff from the guy, and I need I thought we were going to have a monogram and stuff set up. So I called the guy, and he says, yeah, I didn't have time to really get it fixed. Just tell him that we'll take that price and stuff back out of it and stuff like that. But, it was resolved. But here's the problem. You're the day of guy. You're going to get the review. You're going to get the, they're going to say, because they know your name constantly, Jay was out there DJing. He didn't bring the monogram. Jay did this, everything great, but the monogram and stuff wasn't there. But it's a whole ordeal. Couples let you know. I did the same thing when there was supposed to be a picture slideshow one time, and that didn't happen. So I was definitely nervous and stuff doing this past event where the slideshow was not in my hand and ready to go, because I left that responsibility to the client. I was prepared either way. I had a TV with me. I had a stand and everything with me. If they didn't have that TV behind me, I didn't know the venue had that. But I just let them know that, I was ready to do so, and she happened to forget it and stuff. So she said, don't worry about it. I said, cool. It is what it is. And step number 5, just being humble. Just being humble. Once stuff starts happening to you and your business and you're growing, you just got to stay humble. You cannot be cocky in this business. You just can't be. If you are cocky in this business, you will be humbled very quickly. There's too many variables in our business to not be humbled at some point. I've been humbled even when I'm already humble, because maybe I got a big head and stuff about, so I felt like I was humble, but I was humbled. I was humbled 2 weekends ago. I'm riding a high horse and stuff sometimes, because we kill these events, and we just absolutely do such a fantastic job. Sometimes you ride that high horse right into the next one. You don't realize you got to start all the way over again with being humble, all the way over again. Like, these people were not at that event. They don't know that. You got to win them and rock them all over again. So it's like, be grateful, make sure that you show integrity and stuff, and show respect, only because people don't have to use you. I mean, there's DJs a dime a dozen. It's already hard for us to separate ourselves from each other, because everybody thinks we're in one box. Everybody thinks we just press one button. Why am I going to pay a guy $2,000 to press a button? I've got a cousin that said he'll do it for $500. Like, you have got to stay humble and make sure that you are doing everything possible to have just a business that is filled with integrity. Those two kind of go hand in hand. And for a bonus tip, even though that's 5, a bonus tip I would say is consistency. Practice makes perfect. So be consistent with your performances and give everybody a freaking show. That's just my philosophy and stuff, man. I go by that all the time. Everybody gets a show. Everybody gets a show. Even if I'm dog tired, everybody gets a show. So just be consistent. So those are my 5 tips and stuff, man. What do you guys think? Make sure you leave some comments, stuff down in the chat. Let me know what you think. I see we've got some stuff that's over here in the chat. If you guys ever see me looking over here, it's because I have a screen right here. I can see the camera, but I can't see your comments unless they're over here. So I have to look over here. So I don't want you to think I'm being weird or anything, but I'm legit looking at the screen or looking at myself on this screen to make sure I'm in focus and all that good stuff. So, let me just see if anybody in the chat says, I legit just picked up a wedding because a DJ missed their wedding meeting. And apparently he didn't. You guys check this out with me. And apparently he didn't return her phone calls. She ended up getting her deposit back and went with me. So that's what, see? It's little stuff like this right here. I've actually had that situation right there. I've had to step in. Mine didn't go as smoothly as yours, though, Daniel. Those people ended up not paying me, but I get the gist of what you're trying to say and stuff there. But kudos to you, But you could lose a gig, just like that because of silly stuff. But I'm neither here nor there. So let's keep going and stuff, man. Let's keep going. You guys with me? I hope you guys are with me, man. I'm just gonna spit these things off. All right, we've talked about this a little bit before and stuff also, but this right here is such a pet peeve of mine. I don't understand. I don't understand. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. And sometimes I just scratch my head when it comes to this. Okay. If I have to pay attention to all of these main details and make sure that, something is queued up, something started a certain way, something is done a certain way, I played a certain amount of the song, I've given you, a certain introduction, I've, made sure that your couples have the swirling towel, they have the props that they need, that I'm paying attention to all this detail, giving all this attention to detail. And then a couple has a 4 or 5 hour wedding. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy, but 4 hours is not enough to have a wedding. It just isn't. It isn't. I don't know if you guys have ever done a 4 hour wedding, but pretty much let's just take 5 to 9. Okay. Let's just say 5 to 9. At 4:30, your guests arrive. 5 o'clock, your ceremony starts. Ceremony is usually about 20, 30 minutes. Cocktail hour is from 5:30 until 6:30. Introductions and dinner are usually about an hour to do all of that, including the formal dances. That now takes you, let's see, 5:30, what was that? 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. It takes you to about 7:30. And then toast and speeches are usually about 30 minutes, somewhere around that, like cake cutting, toast, and speeches. So let's just give half a finger here. We're at 8 o'clock now. You got 1 hour to party. And yet I'm sitting here with 250, 300 songs ready to go. But we can't play nearly that many. We can't play nearly that many because of time management. It's like, and this is the flow that happens here. I don't know how it happens where you guys are at, but this is the flow here in the South, in South Carolina. All of my vendors, as far as my coordinators, do it, nearly the same. When couples ask, I do it the same. But even if you threw on 5 hours to that event, it still leaves 2 hours. If you really want to have a party, you would do 6 hours. But I get it. 5 hours is probably a certain price at the venue. 6 hours is probably a different price at the venue. But man, if we get behind at any point in a 4 or 5 hour event, every minute we get behind, you are shaving that off of your dance floor. Now, me personally, that's what I'm there for. I do weddings not because they pay more money. I mean, that's a good plus, of course. But I'm there to do a wedding because I get to play a lot of music. And I want to play a lot of music. I want to get people dancing. I want to be in front of people that I don't normally get to be in front of, but because we're at a wedding, we get to do that. But I can't do that if you only give me an hour. I can't. I literally can't. I cannot do that if you only give me 1 hour. I need more time. I need more time to build the dance floor. I need more time to hold the dance floor. 1 hour? How can I go through music and stuff in 1 hour? I mean, that's 2 slow songs, maybe 3. In an hour. I just feel like when these brides sit down, they go over everything, that when they look at it, first of all, they've got to look at it in that aspect. Like, this is how your day is going to go. This is how much time it's going to leave me to be able to do something. But then as the DJ, when I sit down and talk to them, I'm always curious on what time we leave. And I look at it, and it's usually about 5. 5 is like the average here. 5 is the average here in my state. When I see a 6 hour wedding, I kind of get happy because I'm hoping she has him and her, or whoever is getting married, has a dancing crowd, because if I get 6 hours, I know that gives me a lot of time to crush it. But 5 hours, we're kind of, one of the gig logs that I did and stuff on here was a 5-hour wedding. You'll see it's very condensed. It's shorter than other gig laws because we got behind. And it's not the coordinator's fault. It's not the venue's fault. It's just that here we don't have that little first dancing portion, because one thing that they don't like to do here is get people up, sit people down, get people up, sit people down, go over here, go stand over here, come watch us here, come do the. So it's like we want everybody to stay in the same place. Once we do this, you come see it. Then after we've done everything formal, now we dance. That's kind of the format and stuff here. So it just always baffles me whenever it's a 5-hour wedding and we only have an hour and a half to dance, or 2 hours, or, just depending on, what's taking place that day. This past weekend was a 5-hour event, and bless this couple and stuff. Bless them. They had a lot to say, and they spoke on a lot of things, and it really left me with about, I want to say, like an hour and 20 minutes to perform. It wasn't a whole lot. Especially in my opinion. And I think by the time we got to the dancing, everybody was just kind of like, hey, like, we've kind of been in here all day. Like, let's do something, So, I mean, you'll see that and stuff in the video and everything. But time management is a big pet peeve of mine, and I try to keep everybody on time. I try to ask questions that are not, making, coordinators and everything mad. I'm trying to ask, like, how close are we to this? Are we going to do this soon? I make suggestions. Maybe we should play a little bit of music and stuff to get them up and stuff like that. And sometimes they oblige. Sometimes they say cool, but sometimes they're like, nope, I want them in here. And that's cool. That's cool, because they are paid to, make the day run smooth. I'm paid to make sure that there's no silence. So as long as we do our jobs, we're good. But it's just one of my things, man. Let me know and stuff in the comments and stuff, whether or not you feel the same way about time management, because I'm telling you now, I scratch my head at the end of some of these events, because I'm like, did I really just get paid this amount of money for 1.5 hours? Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. But I make sure that 1.5 hours is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I just want more. I feel like I could have just, especially if I get a wild crowd. Oh, you could take those people like next level. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, man. All right, let me check in the chat. See what we got here. Hold up. What city you from? Okay, so still in here. What's next? EDM one. I thought we'd get all the bangers first. Oh, Solstice, what's happening, man? Hit the label. DJ, that's a interesting way to spell exquisite. DJ Exquisite, right there. I like that. I think that's what you're going for right there. Cool. Okay, so one last topic and stuff to talk about and stuff on here, and I know you guys love when I talk equipment. So let's talk equipment for the last topic and stuff, and then we'll get into some Q&A. So you guys go ahead and get your questions and stuff ready. All right, last but not least, let's talk speakers. Okay, so recently I talked to 2 coordinators, and this isn't about, who's better and stuff as a company, but we're talking about what looks better. Okay, so a lot of us have these 2 styles of speakers right here. We have these 2. Either it's the big box one that sits on a tripod, or it's the floor one that has a subwoofer on the floor and has the pole, and then has the speakers at the top, or it's everybody's favorite, thing to try to have just a full column speaker. Recently, I was told by 2 coordinators that they cannot stand the box speakers. Cannot stand them. Haven't liked them since they started planning weddings. And these are two, what I would consider high-end coordinators and stuff here. So I always ask, because we were just talking equipment, and I don't know why I was talking equipment to a coordinator, but she was interested. I was interested in her point of view, so I can just kind of get both of their point of views. So what I asked, I said, when you guys capture a room and you take pictures and you're getting the flowers and you're sending that to your couples and your couples are loving your Instagram because you're showing all that, how come you guys stop at the DJ setup? If I've got a facade out front and I've got my totems with white skirts and stuff on there, and then I've got light shooting down at the floor, but I've got those box speakers and stuff over there, how come you guys skip over the DJ setup? They said, both of them said, because those speakers are hideous. Well, what about if they're in white? No, they're still awful. They are awful. They both said they would rather see the floor speakers with the poles up, whether it be black or white, because color didn't make a difference. Because, they're always doing pops of color around the room. A band has to do pops of color. They can't do all white and stuff like that either. So they were pretty much saying that the column version of the speakers is what they absolutely love. They said that they would take more interest in what the DJ setup looks like, or show it in the picture along with how, their setup, if everything is clean and, they have a particular type of speaker. So I sent her a picture of my setup that I did this past weekend. And she was like, I absolutely love that. She was like, I can do a photo and I could do an around the room and stuff like that. And I sent it to the other one. She hadn't responded yet. But she said, I could do a photo and stuff around the room of that. I could take a picture from behind your table shooting out because it's so clean. It's easy cut and everything. Like, I could put the speakers and stuff in it. Like, it's fantastic. And I was like, I didn't know that. Because the reason I bring all this up, that's free advertisement, guys. That's free advertisement. Her clients become your clients. And it's just this simple. They go on they're looking for a planner. They go on her page and they're looking for it and they're saying, yeah, I like what she did with this room. Oh, is that the DJ? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll tell her I want everything. I even want the DJ she used. If the DJ is good and stuff in this picture, real simple. Free advertisement, especially with planners who have thousands of followers. Thousands. So what if you're a DJ that has 700 followers or a DJ that has 1,000 followers and you want to keep getting into these circles? You work with a great coordinator and want to keep doing so. You see where I'm going with this? Aesthetically pleasing. That's another reason why I love the setup from this past weekend. Aesthetically pleasing. So for all of those who have the big box speakers, which I still do, let's not get it twisted. I still do. I will be using 2 box speakers next Tuesday at a volleyball tournament for school. I still have them, but they don't come out for anything wedding related for me anymore. They just don't. And it's not just because I have the LD. It's because I wanted to switch to the LD. I just wanted a change. I'm all about change. I'm all about, not staying the same, because, we stay the same. Everything just passes us by. Technology is going to keep passing us by. Eventually, AI is going to be able to do our introductions for us. But yeah, these speakers and stuff like that, the old, box type speakers, it may be a thing of the past. It may be time to retire those and consider some of these floor standing speakers. And I know it's not for everybody. I know that there's so many different choices. If I had to give you a choice, affordable, I would say EVs. I would also say RCF. It may not be as affordable, but great sound. And then there's no way I'm recommending anything over the LDs right now. I mean, those LD systems are freaking phenomenal. They are phenomenal. Every time I hear those speakers, I'm just floored that much sound and power come out of those two. And that's another thing, like having, this is the first time that I've been in front of my speakers. Usually when I set up, my speakers are right here to the sides of me. This time they were behind me. And so I got to hear what the audience hear. And man, those things are powerful. Those things are powerful. So let me know and stuff in the comments and stuff down below if you agree with this, if it's time to go ahead and retire the old box type speakers and time to move on to the column speakers. I know a lot of you already have column speakers. I love them. I don't see anything wrong with them. And there's so many different ones. And just like the old box speakers used to be, there's so many different ones. I mean, speakers have evolved so much, but I still keep the box speakers just in case, because I do have a few gigs and stuff here and there that I still need those guys for. So I don't completely get rid of them. My DJ, the guy who DJs with me, helps me, DJ Mike, he has, I think they're like line array speakers, like QSC, but it's like the ones that are rectangle like this. I love them. I think they look great and stuff, but they may not be as aesthetically pleasing to some of these vendors and stuff. And trust me, you want to be on their side, you want to be on their best side. You don't have to buy stuff just according to them. I was just saying, if you're considering buying them, that's a plus in the pros and cons, so when you're thinking about them and you got your pros and cons, throw that in the pros. That's just one of those things. So let me know in the comment and stuff what you guys think. All right. Well, that is everything that I had for you here. Now let's get into some Q&A. Let's talk a little bit, see what you guys are up to, see what you need and stuff answered from me. I'll try to answer the best I can. Just throw the question into the chat and we will try to answer that. Let's see what you guys have been saying while I've been talking and stuff here. Daniel Rodriguez, do you charge for 5 or 6? When it comes to weddings and stuff like that, the average, my basic package says up to 5 hours. My medium and my large package say up to 6 hours. So that's how I charge. DJ Exquisite, how do you get people to pay your fee and not talk you down? It's really about, okay, here's the easiest way to put this. When you present what it costs to have you, present yourself as a package. Do not label each and every item. Don't label your time. Don't say it's such and such per hour. Don't say anything. You just in your head, you calculate what it looks like for you to have you for, if they do this package, and then on the package, you just put what that costs. You can't nickel and dime what it costs to have a venue. Okay. A venue is going to say on Saturday, it's going to be $5,000 for you to be here. They can't say, well, if we don't use this area, can we get it for $4,700? No. We shut down the whole venue. We allowing you to get the whole venue. That covers whether you use that room over there or not, it's $5,000. And that's the mentality that you have to take in there. So it's a package. Set yourself up as a package. Do not do a la carte. I messed up when I first started and did a la carte, and that's when the nickel and diamond came in. Well, can we get a little break on the no, we're not going to discuss doing that. You just one price, 3 packages. Make it simple. If you've got a 4th package because it's special, that's cool, but don't show prices for individual a la carte things. Hope that helps, DJ Exquisite. DJ Sosa, I've never heard that once. If your tops are beautiful as oh my God. Okay, Solstice, do you want me to ban you from this channel? I can ban you. I can ban this statement right here. Yeah, see, you got to understand, Solstice, you get different feedback because of your area. This is a southern thing. This is a different side of the country thing. And it's probably different in up north in New York. It's probably different in Central America, it's probably different. But of course, you're not going to get that. You're in SoCal, man. You could pretty much show up with your shirt off and play the whole time. They'll be all right. Oh, man. DJ Kenny, hideous. We going to have to start judging the wedding photo. I do agree with this. What about ProRex? What's ProRex? I don't know what that is. What's ProRex? You got to tell me what that is. DJ Exquisite. Nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong with that. What's good, DJ Romeo? Great. What's happening? Female DJ, and people try to undermine me and my set price. Okay. I'm glad you said you're a female DJ. I think female DJs should not have to work, as hard as the male as crazy or even crazier than the male DJs. I think that if you have enough stuff to show as far as your abilities and stuff goes, if you have, I would record some of your sets. I would have mixes and stuff that people can tap into. I would have stuff that you could show on social media and stuff. Social media really is like it just sells itself. I mean, I can't tell you how many brides go on just my page and just like some of the stuff I do on social media. Like, yeah, I want him as a DJ. I mean, it's just daily advertisement. That's what it truly is. But have enough footage and stuff on yourself, and you being a female DJ, it won't make any difference, because you can get the job done just as well as a man can. Let's see. Benny Blanco, have you ever had a night where everything went wrong and the next day you question whether you still want to do this? I didn't question whether I still wanted to do this. I was mad and angry, and I got determined to figure out what the hell is going on. I remember, I think it was right before I had the SRT. I think I had the SX2, and I had just an awful equipment night. Stuff went wrong. And stuff with it. And I literally took every single wire and stuff I had that connected to everything, tested every single, like I was obsessed with the fact that there was a problem and I couldn't figure it out. Come to find out, it was a wire problem. It was a couple of XLRs that had gone bad, and it was based on the way that I had wrapped them. So, I still need to do that master class on wrapping cords, but yeah, I've had those nights, but I just haven't had the nights where I've wanted to quit altogether. That's just not me. All right. DJs, I think that's Scowl. Evox 12 versus LD44. To a big difference is, on Evox, you can't lower the volume on the subwoofer separately, if I'm not wrong. But with Evox, you can rotate the speaker for more coverage. I mean, that's a great tool and stuff to have. I mean, that I've never been an Evox, lover and stuff like that. I've heard them and stuff before. My preference, if I had to go down a step, in my opinion, I would definitely do RCF. RCF, I've heard those speakers before, and they are really good. I think a lot of people get Evox because they are kind of like they are the reign of the DJ company. You've got Pioneer, does all these great things, and then you got Rain, who does the great things, but everybody doesn't have it. Or they're like I don't know. They're just they're not a step down, but they're just not as highly favored. Let's just say that. Let's say that. Nothing wrong with them, though. Nothing wrong with having EVs and stuff like that. They've been around for years on years. I've heard great things and stuff from them. I just would prefer either an RCF or a LD. That's just me. All right. Thomas Holmes, ProRex 3000. They are speakers on Amazon. I have the ProRex 3000, and they sound good. Just purchased Power Mixer. Help push the sound. You know, Thomas, I'm gonna have to look at those, man. Like, let me see if I can look at them. Do I have time for that? Yeah, I got a quick second. Let's see if I can look those up, real quick, because I don't think I've ever come across those. And this is the Pro Rec 3000. Pro Rec 3000. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is kind of like what the look of those concert speakers that you see that kind of, you know, come down. And let me take this off the screen. Hold on. There we go. That come down and then curve in and stuff at the bottom. I don't know if I'm a fan of those speakers and stuff yet. I haven't heard these speakers and stuff yet, Thomas, but you know, it's got some great reviews and stuff on here. Not sure how they would work. I'm pretty sure that pricing and stuff is just paying for the tops, and that the subs may not be that great, because anybody that has a great sub, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for. That's not just a name, that's just quality of the sub. So usually you pay a pretty penny for subwoofers and stuff like that. But yeah, it's got its own internal amp and everything on it. I mean, it looks like it could be something. I haven't done enough research on it. Just haven't done enough on it. All right, what we got here? All right, here we go. How do you go about building your channel and brand? What's some advice you would give back? Also, were other DJs supportive on social media arenas like YouTube? Okay, so let me just tell you, this is an easy question. You go by you build your brand and stuff by providing content. One thing I've learned about social media is that social media is like, think of social media like Pac-Man. Okay. Pac-Man just sits there and does this the whole time. Social media is doing this the whole time. And those little pellets that it eats on the Pac-Man game are all the content from every creator. You have just got to come in and feed the machine. When you feed the machine, one thing I've noticed is that some of the content you throw in there catches fire, and it catches the eyes and stuff of others and stuff. So you have to feed the machine in order to be pushed out further. I would not recommend boosting your post and stuff like that, because that, I'm not going to curse on here, that mess does not work. Okay. I've seen people boost post and stuff and nothing happens. That's just another way of ploy of getting money. You basically feed the machine. You just throw content at it by making shorts, by making posts. Stories is to entertain the people who already follow you. Reels is to find the people who don't know you. And posts are to, excuse me, posts are something that you create to be able to have people to be able to come back and find your content on your page once they start following you. So it's like a reach and grab when it comes to posts. So I would say shorts right now and reels are the main thing you focus on. Just focus on short-term content, you know, especially if you're not good at making long-form content. I would make short-term content and just shoot it out, because one good thing about YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff is that you could schedule them. You could schedule the release of them. So if you make 20 of them, you could schedule a release of content every day, every single day. And that's, I mean, feeding the machine is the only way to get your numbers and stuff up. You know, there was so many times that I was only putting out one video a week on YouTube. And I mean, I would get like 1 or 2 subscribers a day. And then sometimes I hit 5. And I noticed that the weeks that I put 3 videos out, I would get like 25 to 30 things a day. But it's hard to come up with content. So the best thing to do is to see what's trending and stuff in your niche and keep throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. See what sticks. People will eventually look at it, like it, and stuff. Like my reels and stuff do not take off and stuff anymore, but it is free advertisement for brides and stuff because you're mixing and showing your skill. So use content like that. Hopefully that helps you out. And yes, YouTube is a great platform. TikTok, not so much. TikTok, there's a lot of, let's just say there's a lot of opinionated people on TikTok. Got a lot to say over there. Try any new tracks that went off from your last wedding. No, they just really liked the way that I blended the music. They liked the way that I mix and match. They were all from New York, so I was playing a lot of New York music. Their playlist was filled with it, and it was so crazy because like every time I would want to go into something else because I could hear it in my head, I'd be like, wait, does this go with this? Like, is this going to clear the dance floor if I play South music? Because I would be killing it. Like I mixed a Mary J. Blige song with Busta Rhymes song, and it went over so seamlessly, and it was just like, I mean, even everybody in the crowd was like, ooh, like, that was crazy. But no, I didn't have a particular song or new song that went off. Just the vibe was crazy at that one. DJ Kenny, I noticed some of the DJs, even in the chat, don't even really speak to each other, very introverted. I mean, they may just be here just to educate themselves and move on, which is fine. It's fine. I mean, the whole purpose of the channel and stuff and the live stream is to, educate some people. Some people are not great at speaking out, which is fine. And some people are. I mean, I love the chat. I need the chat at the end of some of these things. Otherwise, I would stop it after I say everything I got to say. But, yeah, it's just like that. It's just like that. It's okay. I don't take any offense to it. I'm just glad that you guys are here. Solstice, man, ain't no way those sound good. They're like toys. I returned them, bro. Solstice is such he's such a bully. Y'all don't listen to Solstice and stuff, man. This man buys speakers every week. Every week he buys them. So he's never satisfied. He's one of those people who has an unquenchable thirst of speakers. Like he has a ridiculous amount of stuff. Doesn't make any sense. Don't listen to Solstice, man. Did you update your firmware on the Wolf Mix? And what do you think of the new MK2? The MK2 is absolutely a beast. And no, I didn't update the firmware. Glad you said that. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I have to get ready for this week. I didn't even tell you what I got tomorrow. Saturday. Saturday, I'll be in a brewery. First time I'll be DJing in a brewery. And it's like a live band will be outside, taking care of all the customers that the brewery has. And then we're in like this armory, this long armory that's right in the same area. And I'm doing a wedding and stuff in there on Saturday. So it's a little crazy. But yeah, I will update the Wolf Mix ASAP. By the way, Jay, big ups to you. I see you in other chat arenas. You stay on your job, bro. Yeah, I do. I'm not just a here type person. I like to learn from a lot of people and stuff. And I mean, how else would you get ideas if you were just in your head all the time? I mean, sometimes other people, I get ideas from them. So it's cool. People, let's throw some likes. Only 5 likes. Hey man, I appreciate that, Ivan. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, then please throw a like on the video, on the live stream and stuff, man. It just helps push the video if you like what I'm doing and stuff on here. I mean, I don't do it for the likes, but if you want to press it, press it. All right, DJ Soul says, I'm a beginner DJ and I use what I can when making money. Do you have any advice on what's the best budget speakers for a beginner? I've talked about this before, and I know you asked the Solstice, but he is absolutely the wrong person to ask because he's going to tell you something crazy. But I would say you can get you some Mackies or JBLs, something like that. The base models and stuff of those for beginners. Nothing wrong with a Mackie Thump and stuff right now. That will get you through while you're starting out, and then when you upgrade and stuff, you just keep going. QSC has great tops and stuff as well. Maybe not the best and low end, but I would definitely recommend some QSCs and stuff as well. Mackie and QSC are the two speakers that I started with. Mackie first, and then I was just a glory hog when it came to QSC, and now with LD. DJ G5, yeah, you do, man. If somebody asks you a question, you usually do. Just got my white speakers to an event. See, this guy every week. Told y'all, don't listen to Solstice. All right, let's see. Daniel Rodriguez, props to you. This is my favorite podcast as far as DJing because you really break everything down for us. So thanks, man. Really appreciate it. And I'm at work listening oh, wow. Hey, man, really appreciate that. Thank you. Really appreciate that. See, this is why I do the stuff that I do for comments like that. That is fantastic. Exquisite, don't put my name as JayBook. You know how many people mistake my name as JayBook? Book, like read a book. Don't put Brook. I will ban you from this channel. All right, what you got here? Art of Sound Entertainment. How do you connect the Wash FX to the stands? Okay, you must have seen some of my old videos. So basically, the Wash FX have a handle at the top. The white stands that I have, or even the gravity stands that I use, that I'll probably use this weekend, I get a bolt that matches the thread at the top. So basically, you'd have to take off the top of my Rockville stands and take it to Lowe's or Home Depot, or you would have to take the pole from the gravity stand, take it to Lowe's or Home Depot, and find a bolt that screws all the way down in there. And basically, I just take the light, flip it upside down, put the bolt in between the handle, twist it all the way down in there, and you got yourself a light stand. Bada bing, bada boom. You know I was joking with you, Squid. I don't throw shade or hate and stuff in. See, hey, G5, what did I say? Don't you put Brook. At least they don't say broke. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Hey, appreciate it, Art of Sound Entertainment, man. I appreciate you catching the live and stuff, man. We are here every week, 7 p.m. EST, unless I put a post up. Otherwise, we're going to be here. I promise you guys that I am trying to get another guest. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to get somebody to respond to you about being a guest on the show. I mean, just to chop it up so you guys can get another perspective. That's all I'm trying to do. And our community, boy, we just need to do a lot better, man. We need to do so much better. But anywho, I digress. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and finish my evening and get ready for the weekend. If you've got a gig this weekend, make sure you absolutely crush it. Bring your stories and stuff to the live stream next week so we can talk about it. I can't wait to show you guys what I use and what I set up and everything that goes along with that. I am overly prepared for this coming up Saturday, so I cannot wait. But we'll see you guys all again next week, 7 p.m. EST, right here on the channel on Thursday evenings. Content is going to start rolling out this Monday, so get ready. I've got so much content. The month of October is going to be flooded with content, so get ready. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Make sure you live in to strive, not to survive. Peace, people.